Well, it's happened again. Another Portland demonstration devolved into a riot. A couple hundred people gathered at Colonel Summers Park in Southeast Portland, and for the first time in more than 80 days of demonstrations, made their way to the Multnomah Building at Hawthorne and Grand Avenue. It's where county commissioners meet and many other county departments are held. At first, things were peaceful, but then some people in the crowd started breaking windows and lighting dumpsters on fire. At some point, they smashed a hole in one of the building's glass doors, and somebody threw flaming debris inside. The sprinkler system did go off, putting out that fire. Then the police moved in, declaring this situation a riot. They used crowd control munitions, but not tear gas to break up the crowd. Officers did make 2 arrests. Multnomah County Chair Deborah Kafori released a statement about what happened, saying in part, "This is the heart of our county, where people in our community come to get married, get their passports, and celebrate their cultural traditions and diversity. I acknowledge that there is grave injustice in our world, and there is a violent and tragic history of oppression in our county. I am committed to transformational change, and I ask the community to work with us." In the meantime, Portland's Independent Police Oversight Agency is investigating more than 40 complaints made against officers since June. The Oregonian reports the vast majority are related to allegations of unnecessary force during the protests. Since these demonstrations began back in May, police have used tear gas, pepper spray, flash grenades, and other munitions to help control those crowds. And now to an update on an attack near Sunday's demonstration in downtown Portland. We do want to warn you, this video is violent. Police are identifying this man, Marquise Love, as the suspect. He's accused of beating the driver of a pickup truck who crashed at Southwest Taylor and Broadway. The driver was badly hurt. You see some of the altercation here, but the driver this morning is out of the hospital. We don't know exactly what led up to this assault, but if you have any information, you're asked to contact Portland Police.